Hello, hello. I am doing this quick tip video in response to a story that I had a poll on. It was a whole confusing thing. Pretty much what happened was I realized that some teachers don't know that there are virtual escape rooms that you can use with your English language learners. So let me go through and show you what I've got today and a couple of places that you can go. So first of all, an escape room pre-pandemic was a place that, like an actual physical room that you would go to, usually in groups with your friends, and they would give you, the room would be locked in some way, shape, or form. And to escape the room, you had to figure out these clues and puzzles that were left in the room. And so because of the pandemic, a lot of institutions, thankfully, have now made these virtually. And so we have virtual escape rooms. It's the idea is the same, that to get to the next level or to progress through, to get the next clues and solve the puzzles, then you need to work together as a team to solve whatever clues, puzzles that you have. The cool thing about this is it's it's authentic materials. It's not made for English language learners, but it generates a ton of communication in your classes. So if you're looking for a fun activity where you can really get students together and they use their problem solving skills, they use their communication skills, they have to use a little bit of logic and explain things to each other. It's a really great activity to use. So here I've created, and I'll make this available on my website. So if you go to kellypenningtonelt.com and then to blog under the freebies tab, you'll be able to download this PDF here, which has all of the hyperlinks to 8 virtual escape rooms that are absolutely free, because teachers love free stuff. So each escape room has its own theme. We have Minecraft. You can go to Harry Potter Hogwarts. You can go chasing an international spy across the world. There's some that are made at the National Aquarium, and so it has kind of this really cool underwater sea life theme to it, and you learn, actually they give you some information about sea life. Head on over to Disney World, look into the family of Romeo and Juliet to try to prove their love to each other. There's a Jumanji escape room, and finally we end with one that is Alice in Wonderland. So there's quite a few different themes that you can go into, and let me show you a couple of them and how they look. So each escape room has a little bit of a different look. And let me actually go back so you can see these. So this is the Romeo and Juliet one. And they give you the story behind it. So you kind of have this like introduction and this explanation. And then once you enter the escape room, they give you these tests, and you have puzzles like this that your students then need to solve together. And it's really great. It generates a lot of conversation, and people need to explain their logic behind why they're doing what. And I mean, there's tons of emergent language. So it's a really, really fun class. And then, of course, you enter the code. If you don't get the code correctly, then there's some clues, and some of them have the solutions just so you don't get completely stuck. Another one would be this one, the one you can go to Disney. For this one, you have to actually, you have to actually play, and you have to click through. So if you decide to go to Disney World, then you have to click through. You can't use the buttons on your laptop or anything. You need to click through with the mouse. Anyways, so this one is kind of fun because it has some videos and some audios attached to it. Some of them do, some of them are just pictures. Anyways, they give you the story, and then as you go through and you start clicking, you'll arrive at your first puzzles that you have to solve together. So that's what the Disney World one looks like. And of course, there's this one. Let me go back to the beginning so you can see how it works. They give you some explanation. This is the spy one. And what you do is you hit next. This is just explanation of how it works and where it came from. Some of them you do have to put how many players are on your team, because they collect the information afterwards to see who's playing. And you don't have to ever put your name or any information like that. They just want to see who's interacting with it, how many people are. And then they set the scene. So they give you the story behind it. They kind of build up your anticipation to see what's going on. And you just keep hitting next until you hit your first clue. And then once you receive the clue, which in this case is these different color balls, glass balls, marbles, I don't know what they are. Anyways, you have to solve this and put in the login code. And so then all of your students will then have a conversation. Well, how do we solve this code and where do we go for this information? And usually it's here. This one does offer you some hints. So if you type in the wrong answer, they'll give you a hint and then your students can go back. So that is the wonderful world of virtual escape rooms. Again, this PDF will be made available on my website, or you can send me a message and I'll send it to you. And I hope that this was helpful and interesting and something to maybe reduce some of the monotony of our speaking classes, because this will generate a ton of conversation. So that's it for my quick tip today, and I hope to see you soon. Enjoy.